what do you think the opportunity for Detroit is in terms of our land resources and being able to utilize the land that we have and reclaim some of the land that we have, and what's the work that Moses does that impacts that land bank?
You know, the land bank initially, when we fought for a land bank, which was like in '99, and it came out of the issue because we were working to get a lot of our the abandoned buildings torn down in our neighborhoods. When I first started organizing over by Greater Southern, we were working toward, in Christ the King, we were working towards getting a lot of the abandoned buildings torn down. And as a result, there was no new development going in the neighborhood, which left, you know, the church surrounded by all this vacant land. So a lot of the clergy were concerned about the vacant land and what to do to get redevelopment, getting new housing, community centers, etc. So we talked to Professor Powell, organized the clergy to come together, and he mentioned this thing called a land bank. And so then the idea was to actually clear the title so that there could be development that goes back into the communities. Now with the mass exodus, more so now, especially around foreclosures and things like that, it's turning to a very different thing, I think. I don't think we can think about redevelopment of land, but now they're talking about shrinking the city. So I think the idea of clearing the title to bundle property to get a comprehensive planning for a neighborhood is key, and accessing the brownfield dollars will be helpful. I don't know what the plan is for shrinking the city, what that really means. I know there's a lot of urban farming that's going on in the community. I think that's fine. I have some concerns about how far we go with that. I'm really interested in finding out what shrinking the city would look like for Detroit and what role the land bank would play in that.
So from Moses' perspective, if you have, let's say, a lot of vacant lot that is surrounding, say, a congregation, in a perfect world, who owns that land then at the end of it all?
Next to the church, you mean? I think the church should have an opportunity to purchase the land, to create a community center. I think our goal around developing leaders in these congregations to really take an active role in the community, they're in many cases the only anchor institution in some of these dilapidated communities. And so how do we help to provide the resources and the training and the ownership of a community to really connect and rebuild community, rebuild the social fabric? And the idea of purchasing the land, if they want to do development, they get their members to buy the houses, to live in them, to provide a community, to build a community center. I think it's great that could be allowed to happen. Or to even do urban farming to provide healthy foods. You know, why not have the congregation connect with the people who live in the community, which I think is really critical, which is what we try to encourage our members to do, is to develop leaders to actually take a role in rebuilding their own community and really making it viable. And so I think if that's what they want, if that's their self-interest, I think we should do that.